Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going deep into New Zealand.
No,
It's a place a lot of people think they know, from movies and such. But
right?
we're gonna really dig in using the Wikipedia page as our guide.
Yeah, I think people might be surprised by some of what we find. I mean, it's a
Absolutely.
fascinating country.
Okay, well, let's start with the basics. The name New Zealand. Most people probably don't know it actually comes from a Dutch province.
Zealand, that's right.
Zealand, yeah.
Yeah, it's a funny little connection there. You think of New Zealand so far away,
Right.
but that first European explorer, Abel Tasman, he called it Statenland originally.
Oh, wow.
But then those Dutch map makers, they
They had other
they
ideas.
had other ideas, and Nova Zealandia, that's what ended up on the map.
It makes you wonder how different things might have been if they'd kept that first name Statenland.
Right, totally.
And while we're talking about names, the Maori name Aotearoa, it means land of the long white cloud.
Beautiful name.
It is beautiful, but it originally was just for the North Island, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it wasn't until pretty recently, 2013, that the official English names for the North and South Islands were really like set in stone.
Hmm. It's interesting how these names, they really tell a story about how people see the land.
Oh, absolutely, about identity and how that changes over time.
Okay, so before Tasman and those Dutch ships showed up, the Maori people had already made an incredible journey to get to these islands.
Yeah, imagine that voyage,
Oh, yeah.
from Taiwan all the way to Melanesia and then finally reaching New Zealand sometime between 1280 and 1350.
Wow.
That's some serious navigation skills.
Absolutely. And courage, to just head out into the vast unknown like that.
It's incredible.
And what's really mind-boggling is they arrived right around the time of the Little Ice Age.
Oh, wow.
Talk about a challenging time to try and settle in a new place, right?
That's wild. Yeah, that really speaks to their adaptability and resilience,
Hold on.
having to build a whole new way of life in this changing environment.
They must have had incredible ingenuity and knowledge to be able to pull that off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really puts things into perspective, hundreds of years before Europeans even arrived.
Right.
And then European contact, it brought this huge wave of change, new goods, technologies, beliefs.
Yeah, and some of those things had a really significant impact on the Maori, like potatoes and muskets.
Yeah, especially
Right,
muskets.
they fueled those musket wars, really devastating.
Tragic example of how sometimes cultures interacting can have these unintended consequences.
Absolutely, it's a pattern we've seen repeated through history, sadly.
And we can't forget about those introduced diseases.
Right, decimated the Maori population.
It's just a heartbreaking reminder of how vulnerable indigenous people are to those kinds of diseases.
Yeah, for sure.
So, with the arrival of Europeans, of course, it set the stage for colonization and then the Treaty of Waitangi in 1840.
Big moment in their history.